Well, as previewed, Thomas Dziagwa joining us here. And I don't know how to introduce you other than former Cowboy basketball player here for 4 years, senior, went through a lot of stuff here. We'll get into that as we go along. But, Dizzy, I want to ask you this. Now it's quote-unquote official from the NCAA that the seniors in winter sports did not get another year of eligibility. Now, we know things could be appealed and things could change. But as we know it right now, your days at Oklahoma State playing basketball are over. How much did you hold out hope before that came out officially that there might be another year?
Well, I hope that we had that opportunity. You play the whole regular season for the postseason, so having that robbed from the seniors and I was it was a unique situation. So you always want to play in the postseason.
You know, seniors, and I've been around a bunch of them over the 100 years I've been here. Some guys, sometimes they're just ready to go. Some would have taken advantage of this. I don't know if it's fair to ask you. We're not going to talk about Waters or McGriff. That's up to them. But if it had come down that you had an extra year, would you have taken that shot, or is that second guessing here?
I don't know. I obviously would definitely take down to speak with my family and actually really consider it. Because that's honestly an avenue that I probably would like to explore. But it's a tough question to ask. But I definitely would sit down and actually think about coming back to the fifth year and everything.
As you look back on your stay here, and my goodness, we've documented this a million times, not only you but the seniors. I mean, you've been through so much from the three coaches, not playing for the guy, actually went out and recruited. I've seen you from day one. I feel like you're one of my kids because I've seen you grow up for 4 years here. But as you look back now, and this may be something I ought to ask you in 2 years, what do you think you left here at Oklahoma State as far as and I hate the word legacy, but we'll use that?
Hopefully, when they look back and they look at the career, they think Cowboy for sure. Mm-hmm. I mean, I went through the trials and tribulations, and I didn't waver at all. I stayed loyal to the university because the university stayed loyal to me. So, down the road when they think about Thomas Dziagwa, I hope they would just think, man, that guy was a true Cowboy. He was loyal to the university, and he bleeds orange now.
You and I have kind of talked about this at one time or another throughout your career here. You would not have been human if for maybe 20 seconds you went home one day and said, man, I don't know if I really want to stay. Did that ever cross your mind? Obviously you did stay, but did it even fleetingly come by every once in a while and say, maybe I ought to move on?
No, not necessarily. I kind of was raised on just to be able to control the controllables. And one of the things I can do is control how hard I work. And the guys who took the jobs were someone that recruited me, so I felt comfortable. And going through the recruiting process early on, my dad made it important for me to look at it as go to a school that you would want to go to just for academics. And if I didn't play basketball, I really believe that I probably would still go to Oklahoma State because of the academics. I mean, it's a great university. The people in Stillwater are great. And regardless of sports or not, I think Oklahoma State is a great university you can go to accomplish any dream you have.
How close are you to wrapping it up, your education? And I know you're an interesting guy. A lot of people don't know that, your studies included religion and philosophy. How close are you to getting out?
I'm currently 9 hours away, so I have 2 more classes to finish up 2 different minors, and then I have a senior thesis paper that I'm working on. This is my last 9 hours, so I'll graduate.
How are you handling this, although you guys have had online before, but how are you handling this all online, no classroom thing going on?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it. We've had online classes before. However, most of my classes, it's great to be in a classroom with people because it's a very conversation-led, and I learn from my peers a lot. Not only do I learn from the professor, material, but I like to draw and I like group discussion. So it's definitely a unique situation, especially going from an in-class like syllabus and the way the class is orchestrated to getting completely dropped to being moved online is definitely unique. It's different than just taking an online class from the beginning of the semester to the end. Moving to an online class halfway through the class is different.
What's next for you now? And that's a broad question. I mean, you're such a young guy. Your life is still ahead of you. But is it too automatic a jump to say that if there's no more basketball in your future that you go into coaching because you come from a coaching family?
I do come from a coaching tree and all that stuff. No, but I think I'm going to try to continue playing my basketball career, hopefully internationally. Hopefully I get the opportunity to play overseas. I would sign with an agent. I'm in the talks, but I would sign with an agent, and then I will play international. That's the goal right now, is to play over in Europe somewhere.
How does one go about that? You get an agent to go kind of broker for you?
Yeah, so you just get an agent, and the agent kind of is like the middleman. He talks to professional clubs overseas and stuff like that. Kind of, there's an app like Synergy, and they put like
I got to ask you this, because you're going to be on the Stillwater Stars, at least as I understand it, and we had Forte on, ironically, last week, and we've got with you and Forte. You ended up in the top four. I think you were number 4 in threes made over a career. Phil might be the leader. He's next, maybe second, whatever it is. But we got 2 of the top 4 guys in 3 points made in Oklahoma State history would play on this Stillwater Stars. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah.
If it ever comes off.
Yeah. If the opportunity get to play on that in the TBT, I think it'll be great. I learned a lot from Phil my freshman year, and just getting the opportunity to play with past players that I played with my freshman year, and then even guys that I didn't even get to play with that I watched growing up in Florida. Just Oklahoma State plays a lot on ESPN and CBS and stuff like that. So getting the opportunity to play with those guys, past teammates and prior Cowboys, will be great.
We don't want to be too dramatic here, but that's what university life is about. It's what going to college is about, to learn how to make your way through the good times and the bad times. And goodness knows you had enough bad times to have to go through. I don't know, and somebody asked me this the other day when I said I was going to try to get you on. I don't know if we had another play. I mean, obviously your fellow seniors did this, but I mean outside this group that went through, what did we lose, 7 in a row last year to start, or a 7-game losing streak in the conference. Then this year, another one. I don't know of any player that we've had go through this program that had that going on. But yet you guys persevered somehow.
Yeah, I mean, it started early, so our freshman year, we've had a lot of trials and tribulations with that, and then we started off the Big 12 play, I think like 0-6, and then turned things around, and then players transfer, coaches leave, assistant coaches get caught up and stuff, and I mean, I've definitely had a unique college career. I joke around with the seniors and we could probably sit down and write a book about our college experience. We're probably a New York Times bestseller, because we have a lot of stories that could go into a book.
Hey, Thomas, Patrick Wheeler here. The way that the game ended, obviously, against Iowa State in the tournament, how confident off that victory were you guys truly, going in against Kansas that next game?
Well, we felt really confident. We won 8 of their last 11, and then we won 4 in a row. And when you get into like a tournament play, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a one team. I know Kansas they were no doubt the number 1 team in the country. And, they were a really good ball club, great coach, and great players. But we felt we were rolling. And sometimes with basketball, you just have to have some confidence and some momentum. Anything can happen, especially kind of on like a neutral site like Kansas City. They play Kansas City like 1 game every year. So, but no, we felt really confident, and then especially that there was going to be no fans there. That was like how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be 125 tickets, I think, for Kansas and Oklahoma State, which made it even more of a neutral game for us. I mean, we felt really confident going into that game.
And it is a shame it got the plug got pulled, but it did for everybody. No, it wasn't just Oklahoma State got picked on.
Absolutely.
And I think to go back to my original conversation that we just started, you guys are realists, and goodness knows you seniors, you talk about realism. I mean, you touched upon about three things that you had to go through. None is maybe guys being thrown off the team, and you guys ended up playing about 40 minutes a game the last 12 last year because you had nobody else. But you look at this, and you're one of those guys, and I'm going to brag on you here. You never whined and cried about anything, whether you were playing 10 minutes or you were playing 30 minutes, whether you came off the bench or you were a starter. I will give you that. You never did say anything one way or the other, and you did play a number of roles here at Oklahoma State over 4 years.
Yeah, I have. I think that's just coming from how my parents raised me. I know what goes into coaching, and at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning. That's the most important stat. No matter how many points you score, how many minutes you play, the most important role and the most important objective as a team is to win. And when it's all said and done, I probably do get into coaching. I think that's one of the reasons if you ask my teammates why I was probably a good teammate. And hopefully they think that I was a good leader. I've been in every field that's possible on the team. I've been the last man on the bench that just held a towel and gave out some orders, to being a starter and being a sixth man and being just a solid role player. I really have been in every single role that a team has as a basketball standpoint. And, I'm a team-oriented guy. I'm not a me guy. It's just how I was raised, and I know what goes into basketball. Probably just seeing my dad coach. The most important objective is winning, and whatever it takes to get the job done, I'm willing to do.
Hey, Thomas, if you were talking to a recruit right now, which is at this point almost virtually impossible for a lot of people, what would you tell them in terms of what to expect and the style that Mike Boyden coaches with?
Well, first and foremost, he's a defensive coach. So, and to be honest, if you prove defensively and do what the team's asking, you have a lot of freedom on the offensive end. The things that we pride ourselves on is defensively and then playing hard and playing for one another. And that's kind of like what we have our calling card on as Oklahoma State Cowboys. Defense first, and then play as hard as you can for the Oklahoma State fans. And if you do those two things, I think you will have success. He gives free reins in the offensive end. He doesn't micromanage, kind of lets his players play from that standpoint. But you best believe that you come in and you put defense first and you play really hard. And it's a player. He's a player-led coach. He's been a player. He has great supporting staff up there, going all the way down to the managers. I think as a recruit, looking at a place that you want to go to succeed on and off the court, I think Oklahoma State is just a prime place to go to succeed as a human being.
How would you look at what's ahead for Oklahoma State next year? Now, you're not the coach and you're not a crystal ball reader, but you feel like you and McGriff and Waters, and you got to throw Loren in for a year, and certainly Trey, who's been around for a long time, J.K. and all that. But did you leave this program in good shape in terms of leadership, and where do you see that coming from next year?
I think if you ask us, just ask the people around organization, I think that we left the place better as a leadership standpoint. And you really see that from behind closed doors, just on how guys work and how guys get into the gym and stuff like that. You might maybe not see it from X's and O's or from wins and losses from that standpoint, but things that matter, that go behind closed doors, I think we left the place better. And I think next year, I think they have a really good ball club. They have a chance to be really special. They have a good returning class with the guys they have, and then they obviously have a well-respected incoming class that is coming in. And to be honest, once they just smooth the edges around, just because every team has to move some edges around with personnel and chemistry and stuff like that. I think they have a chance to be really special and make deep runs in the tournament.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because it's we call it we used to call it back in the old coaching days roles, but until everybody understands the roles they have to play.
Yeah.
And let's face it, everybody from last year's recruiting class and the one coming in this year, they had one role. They were usually the guy. And all of a sudden, you're not going to be the guy all the time. And how quick this team does this, and you guys had to go through this, how quick they can adapt to this will go a long way toward deciding what kind of year we're going to have.
100%. I mean, there's only one basketball out there for every team, and guys have to get into some type of role. And it goes from year to year. Sometimes your role changes, and sometimes it changes even within the year. So just how well they adapt to those type of things, which I think they will. I mean, they're coached by a really good coach, and the assistant coaches are really, really good, and I think they'll do a great job with getting guys in the role and to buy in. But once they buy in, I think they have a chance to be an exceptional basketball club.
In your 4 years there, Thomas, if you could name one player and or coach that had the most influence on you as a person, as a player, who would it be?
One player and one coach. I think. That's a great question, man. I have to think about that one. I think every coach that has coached me at Oklahoma State, I do bring a different perspective that's helped me along the way. I'll probably say Keaton Page and then Coach Sutton. Both those guys, especially Keaton Page. I mean, he's been in my corner and has helped me since my freshman year to my senior year. I mean, I know he's a player development guy, but I mean, we count him as a coach, and he's helped me a lot. So I'm gonna give the credit probably to Coach KP. I mean, he's been a shooter and he's played in a lot of big games. He's played for Oklahoma State and stuff like that. So he's helped me a lot, and I'll probably give a lot of credit to him. And then player-wise, who I played, to be honest, it'll probably be Cam. I spent a lot of late nights and early mornings. I'd be on one side of the gym, and Cam would be on the other side of the gym. And he would get his workouts in, and I'd get my workouts in. When you have someone that works really hard like Cam, it adds more fire to yourself. I think hard work is contagious, and when you see another player on your team get a lot of work in, it just adds more fuel for you to get a lot of work in. And he's added more wood to my fire than he probably knows, because I peep when guys work hard. And he's a great hard worker, and he can have a lot of success in any avenue he chooses. So I'll probably go with those two guys from a player and a coach aspect.
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't wrap it up with this, I guess, and we're hoping that you and your family and your immediate family and are all doing well in this coronavirus pandemic that we're going through.
Yes, sir.
That's good, and you're heading back to the Sunshine State here in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
hope you guys stay safe and everything too.
Yeah, and you know what? You have now joined the ranks of those guys that come back and see us play every once in a while. You're going to be one of those alumni guys who can maybe give a speech from time to time if Boynton lets you go in and do that before a game. It goes by quickly, doesn't it? It doesn't seem like yesterday you were just coming here.
No doubt. It goes by in a blink of an eye.
Well, you have best of your family, and we'll stay in touch with you for sure. Appreciate you spending time with us today. I know our fans wanted to hear from you once again. It won't be the last time we hear from you, but best of luck here in the near future.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, bud.
Thank you.
All right, see ya.
Thomas Dziagwa.